Welcome to another iCube tutorial. In this video we'll be looking at the dot cases for full OLL for the advanced CFOP method. Just a little tip, if you don't feel ready to learn the dot case yet, what you can do is when you're inserting your last pair, instead of just inserting it like regular, you can do a sledgehammer, and that will avoid the dot case. The first case we'll be looking at is OLL 1. This is where you have just the yellow center, and then you have a bar over here and a bar over here. So 2 bars of 3. You want to hold the cube so that the bars are on the right and left sides, and you can do these moves to solve this case. So focusing on this pair right here, you're going to take out that pair with a U2, then do an R2 into a sledgehammer, then a U2, sledgehammer. To create this case for practice, you just do those moves backwards. The next case we'll be looking at is OLL 2. So this is the other one where you have just the yellow dot, but you only have 1 bar of 3, and then you have 2 bars of 2. First, you want to hold this case with the bar of 3 on the right side, and then you want to do the moves that you did to create OLL 1. So OLL 1 creates OLL 2, and OLL 2 creates OLL 1. And you can do these moves to solve this case, which is a hedge, a U2, then a hedge, then insert this pair with a U2. To create this case for practice, you just do those moves backwards, which is also the moves for OLL 1. The next case is OLL 3, where you have the yellow center and just 1 yellow corner. The way I like to recognize this case is you have the center with 1 yellow corner, and there's going to be 2 options for this. You always want to have the yellow corner facing up in one of these 2 spots. And then you wouldn't want to have it here because this corner doesn't have a yellow on the side. You would want to have it here because this yellow corner has a yellow on the side. So you want to make sure the yellow facing up is in one of these 2 spots, and you want to make sure the one that doesn't have yellow, it's on the side. That's weird, but that's dot case for you. Nobody likes these. Oh, I'm talking to myself.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay. And you can do these moves to solve this case. To create this case, I like to do the moves for OLL 4, but if you haven't learned that yet, then you can just keep doing those moves until it creates the case. OLL 4 is the other one where you have a yellow dot with 1 corner, and this time you want the yellow corner on the top right, so this bar you have a yellow on the left side. And you can do these moves to solve this case. And then I like to do the moves for OLL 3 to create this case. The next case we'll be looking at is OLL 17, and that is where you have a yellow dot plus 2 yellow corners in a line. You want to hold this cube to where your front and your right have just the yellow dots, so you don't want to see the blocks on the other side. And then you can do these moves to solve this case. It's very similar to OLL 1. What you're going to do is do half of soon to take this pair out. And then you're going to do a sledgehammer, then a U2, and then a sledgehammer. To create this case, you can just do those moves backwards. The next case is OLL 18, which kind of reminds me of a smiley face. You have your nose and your eyes, and then your smile. You want to hold the cube with this bar of 3 on the left side, and then you can do these moves to solve this case. To create this case, I actually just do the moves that solve it to create it. And then you have to do a U2 before you do it again. The next case is OLL 19, which is kind of like a weird smiley face too, where you have your nose and your eyes, but you just have a dot and 2 bars on the sides here. You can do these moves to solve this case. To create this case, you can do those moves backwards. The last dot case is OLL 20, where you have just a yellow dot in the center, and then all 4 corners, but you don't have any cross pieces. With this case, you can solve it from any side. So once you realize you have this case, you can do these moves to solve it. To create this case, you can do the moves that solve it to create it. And that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.